Aquarius, thank you for joining me for your July reading. I'm excited to see what's up for you. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before. Hi. And we are going to get into your cards for July in just a minute, but first, let's talk about your stars, or more specifically, your moon. So all of us experienced, Aquarius, a lunar eclipse on July 5th in the sign of Capricorn. And lunar eclipses are like a full moon on steroids. Full moons are pretty potent on their own. Full moons indicate a place in our life that is demanding attention. It tends to bring things in that arena of our life to either culmination or some kind of crisis. In one way or another, it is asking for our attention. I like to compare a full moon, and even more a lunar eclipse, to a pot of boiling water. If you know exactly what you're putting in your pot of boiling water, and you know when it started boiling and you're keeping an eye on it, you can cook up something really delicious and potent with this energy. Which, by the way, lunar eclipse energy tends to last for about 6 to 12 months. So anything you do to take advantage of the energy. Now, on the other hand, if you have a pot of boiling water and you're not really keeping track of what you've thrown in there, or how long it's been boiling, and maybe you even forget and you walk away from the kitchen and you start doing other things and you take your eyes off your boiling water, no matter how beautiful the ingredients might be that you were putting in, you're going to end up with a big old mess, and that shit will boil over. So, what is the area of your life, Aquarius, demanding your attention? Well, it's pretty apt, because full moons and eclipses indicate release, and your eclipse happens to be coming in the house of release, in the final house of the zodiac, the 12th house, the house of endings, the house of tying up loose ends, the house of let's pull out the skeletons in your closet and have a conversation with them to understand why they've been hanging out. That way, you know, at the end of the night, lovely conversation, you can ask them to go ahead and see themselves out, because you are done and they do not need to be taking up space in your closet unless you're charging them some kind of rent. Aquarius, your full moon, your lunar eclipse energy is asking you to spend the next 6 months figuring out what baggage needs to be unpacked. There are some things that you do want to carry with you forever, and there are some things that gotta go. Some things that maybe you've been retreading the same old ground over and over and over again, and it's time to be like, okay, this eclipse is giving me plenty of time and illumination to get a sense of what I want in this house and what I don't. You might be going through a little bit of a minimalism streak, metaphorically speaking, saying like, yeah, I don't know why I was dragging that memory or that relationship or that experience around for so long. And just like every morning I'd wake up and open my suitcase and be like, oh, God, I hate my first boyfriend. And then put it back in the suitcase and keep carrying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things just, it's time. It's time to sort them out and, you know, separate the wheat from the chaff. Certain things that you can bring to an end with this energy in a very conscious way. Like, I'm ready to be done with this self-defeating habit, because that's the other thing that this house represents, is kind of our self-sabotaging or sacrificial type behaviors. So Spirit is already cutting in and saying you may want to think about what you are willing to let go of in a very specific way. Like, in order for this to happen, I'm ready to let go of this habit or this thought process or this name I've been calling myself. Feel me? Okay, Aquarius, let's get into it. Spirit, what do you want to tell Aquarius in the month of July? Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, and dominant people. What do they need to know in the month of July for their highest good? Where they are, where they're headed, where they're coming from. Try not to look at your cards. And what they need to know on their way. Spirit, in the month of July. July 2020 for Aquarius. July 2020. What's the theme, Spirit? What do they want to know and do for their highest good? Woo! Okay. I think you might have a bonus card or two in here. We'll find out. It's so funny how over the years, like holding a certain number of cards in your hand, like you wouldn't think you'd be able to. Sorry, my cats are having a good time. You wouldn't think you'd be able to tell the difference, I was trying to say, between like 10 and 11 cards in your hand, but when you've been shuffling and pulling for years and years, you feel it. And you have a bonus card. Spirit just said, please root yourself, Aquarius. Root yourself in the moment at all times. You might have, some of you listening may have like actual ADHD or things like that, because Spirit is saying like, hey, we're asking you to be rooted, not just in this moment, although yes, this moment. This is a moment for like sacred healing and understanding, right? But a bath or a shower can be a moment for sacred cleansing. And cleaning your house can be a moment like that too. And I feel like they're using these specific examples because your eclipse happened in the house of ending. So when we, out with the old, in with the new, that's a really beautiful way to make an ephemeral energy tangible. Like, I hear you, Spirit. I hear you, stars. You're saying out with the old, in with the new. Let me like purge my closet. Let me empty my cabinets of all these expired like spices and things. And that sounds kind of funny, but as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you're not sure what to clean up within, maybe start cleaning up without. And don't be surprised how Spirit is being very like clear. They're like, well, don't be surprised that if you're like, I don't know what the hell I need to clean up on the inside, but I guess I can start cleaning up on the outside. So I'll go literally clean out my closets. And you run into certain items of clothing or letters and things like that that kick off memories and things like that that bring up these 12th house things of like, yeah, what do I want to keep this, or am I ready to let this go? Is it becoming something else now? Because 12th house is also the house of transcendence. It's the Pisces house. Okay, let's get into your cards, Aquarius. Out with the old, in with the new. Holy shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up until I've got all your cards out, and then I will throw them up on the screen and you'll be able to see them. Love it. You love to see it, Aquarius. Out with the old. Out with the old. Ooh-wee! We love to see it, Aquarius. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. So, Aquarius, pretty great reading. Pretty great. You've got options. I don't feel that this is true for all of you. And I feel pretty good energy around this, so I don't feel like this is like a forced thing. I feel like some of you are pursuing new jobs or are going to be making more money based on something that you are pursuing. And I'm getting a few different things. This is a good time to remind you, Aquarius, these are general readings. So I'm hearing some of you are making good investments, and I feel like that's literal and figurative. Some of you, you're literally like taking your money and investing in something and making that money work for you. Others of you, it's like you are investing time and effort and energy and research into your skills and your career path, like what it is that you want to build and have for yourself. And in your future, we have something new popping up. Page of Pentacles is an offer of, oh, here's a new role, or oh, here's a raise, or oh, here's a promotion, or oh, here's a new skill that we want to start training you in because we see a lot of potential in you. A ton. Aquarius, this is your past. Queen of Swords. You can be anywhere on the gender spectrum and come up as a Queen of Swords. The Queens and Kings, all that separates them is a sort of personality type. And a Queen of Swords is a fabulous analyst and strategist, and really, Spirit just said a commander of words. So a lot of you are leaders in your field in one way or another, whether you're the voice or whether you are just someone that a lot of people in your job or your class or whatever look to when they are confused. You should be very proud of where you've put yourself, Aquarius. Nine of Pentacles is in the position of what is going on within you. So this is you. Nine of Pentacles is being justifiably proud of yourself. It's also the only card in the deck for the successfully self-employed person. So again, investments could be paying off this month, or just beginning to like show the early signs of, wow, this could be a pretty colossal payoff, that kind of thing. You definitely should have confidence in your skills, and you should definitely be ready and willing to negotiate. That's what I'm hearing. Like Seven of Swords, right, is crowning your reading. Some of you have been feeling like somebody has been taking advantage in one way or another. Like maybe you feel like they're saddling you with more work, or maybe you feel like this is like a personal relationship and this person is saying one thing but doing another, or being kind of like half in, half out. And I feel like if you know what you want, and that's important, if you know what you want, now is the time to negotiate. If you are still figuring it out, that's okay. Seven of Cups shows up in the potential position. It's okay if you're still figuring it out, but I will say this, Aquarius, put some actual time and effort into figuring it out, and don't like do whatever you want. Your free will is everything, but what I'm hearing from Spirit is don't be too lackadaisical about it. Don't be like, it'll figure itself out, because then I feel like July will go by and kind of like this wonderful pentacle availability might kind of slip through your fingers. Energy is in the present moment, and it is ephemeral, and every little tiny 1% decision we make affects, this is just how they're putting it, like the incline or the decline, right? So it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things if tomorrow I don't go running. But if I don't go running tomorrow, right, 1%, like it goes from maybe here to like, you could barely tell. Like that's barely a decline, right? But if I continue on that path for like 3 months, it'll be a discernible decline. Same goes if I start running tomorrow and I keep running. It slowly becomes a very discernible incline. So don't get too lost in the kind of Aquarius, like far away, dreamy, like, yeah, I've got lots of options. Oh, there's lots of stuff I'm good at. I could do a lot. Like, and that's a very real thing with Seven of Cups and for Aquarians. It's like you are good at a lot of things and you do know a little bit about a lot. So like you could dabble and dilettante if you want to, but it just feels like there's a new opportunity and now's the time to seize it. Sorry about that, Aquarius. I'm not sure why the camera suddenly cut out. But I was saying, it feels like there are new beginnings that want to be seized right now. Ace of Wands, right at the center of your reading. Brilliant idea, skill, amazing skill that, yes, is in its sort of beginning stages. It's a flame, it's a single spark. But you can, if you protect that flame, that can grow into something that could produce something for you. Maybe you stick it in a kiln, maybe you put that fire in an oven. Either way, it could cook up something pretty amazing if you seize the chance, seize the day, seize the moment, and recognize that things happen in those kind of 1% inclines or declines. The Knight of Pentacles at the center of your reading is saying slow and steady is what really, actually, I know it's a cliche, but it's true. It's what wins the race, because it is what is sustainable. If today I'm like, oh my God, I'm now afraid that I've put myself into decline because I recognize for the last 3 or 6 months or whatever, I've not gone running. And I decide that today I can't stand it. I've been not running for months or whatever. And then I blast off for 10 miles because I just really want to make up for that time. Then I can injure myself. Then I can be bedridden for 6 weeks or whatever, or at least like not able to run. And then I can put myself further behind. Slow and steady. Move forward even if it's 1 inch or 1 step. Just as long as you're not staying in the same place and kind of still just kind of looking at the top of the mountain like, maybe I want to climb that, maybe not, I don't know. Like just take 1 step at a time. till you get to the foothills, and then you can be like, do I like this? Because now I should know, because I've been spending a little more time on this journey and in this environment. Do I like this environment? Do I want to go higher? Do I want to go further? I think I do. And not only do I think I do, now I have the confidence to do it because I've been going inch by inch, degree by degree, my incline, right? And then we get to a tipping point, and then it becomes easier. There is new work, new money available to you. A new direction. Some of you might have Capricorn placements because I've got a little bit of crossover cards here. I feel like you're also just plain celebrating and having fun with friends. Some of you, whether this is like virtual get-togethers or maybe you're doing like a socially distanced outdoors mask thing, but I feel some of you are celebrating this month. Some of you will be celebrating the new job or the raise, or just this sense of personal pride and self-possession. And I feel like Spirit wants your confidence and your money and your skills to grow. And I'm going to say the same thing I said to you that I said to Capricorn, which is with that Fool card sitting in the position of the conclusion or key, clarified by the Two of Wands, saying you've got one thing that you've already done. It's planted. Your wand is like, you've got this experience. You've already nailed this. You're good at this job. But now there's this other thing, and it's kind of like, ooh, that is calling to me. That looks kind of interesting. I wonder if I were to put time and effort and energy into that, whether it would pay off. Well, Spirit is telling you here and now in July, 6 months early, that it will pay off if you want it. And the Fool, the thing that I told Capricorn that I want to tell you is what Epictetus said. If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Don't be afraid to get a little bit out of your depth, because that's how people learn how to swim. That was a little cheesy, but that's what Spirit wants to say, is like, go for it and dive in, and then you will find out what you are made of, because you've got this. You've got it. The skill, the mind, the ability, the inspiration, you've got what you need. And even the support, the friends. So, God and Goddess speed, Aquarius, what you doing? Let me know. You got questions, you got comments, you got stories. I see you heading toward new income and opportunity and leaving behind things that were no longer befitting of your station. Looks good to me, Aquarius. Thank you for being here. I really hope this is helpful to you. And thank you also for those of you that like and comment and share and stuff. It really helps the channel and means a lot to me. So much obliged. And much love and blessings to you and yours, Aquarius. If I don't see you before then I hope I will see you in your August reading. Bye, Aquarius.